Patricia, I don't want to get into a slagging match, but if the Deputy is correct and the Minister has texted the comment that's been attributed to him, that it's reckless and that's entirely unacceptable during the debate in the Dáil, particularly in the context of the failure by the government to carry out any human rights assessment of the legislation, a point I've repeatedly pointed out. But rather than speak for myself, let me quote the ICL. Our position remains the same. The system is discriminatory, has been developed without any meaningful consideration on human rights. We know of no human rights impact assessment having been carried out before its implementation since July or ever. All medical treatment should be a choice. To admit testing to the certificate system, unlike most of our peers in Europe, is deeply discriminatory. So not to give a choice of showing a test to say you're negative is deeply discriminatory. Across the EU, testing is available as an alternative vaccination. Let me place once again on the record that I dearly value human safety and human health, and we all make our choices based on knowledge. I make my comments today again known that we have 515 COVID patients in hospital, 91 in intensive care, and all of the other facts. I have 1 minute and a bit left, so I won't do it. But let me just address what's going on here. We're being asked to extend draconian legislation without the slightest justification in your response as to why, without any human rights assessment, without any explanation of the contradictions. Somebody close to me had COVID, has recovered, 6 months, although they were told 9 months. You, in one of your speeches, referred to 9 months following a grace period of 9 months. That became 6 months. Many other contradictions has been read out today in relation to Basketball Ireland. There's at least 3 or 4 emails there with people pointing out contradictions over and over in the way they've been treated. Somebody whose daughter got COVID last week, was a contact. The mother rang up to be told, we'll send you out antigen tests. They were never sent out. Any amount of contradictions. What I would like to stick with here is the utter danger to our democracy in the way that the government is dealing with this pandemic. We are certainly not all in it together. It is discriminatory and unacceptable, and it frightens me almost as much as the pandemic has frightened me in terms of trying to protect people. Although on a personal level, I don't have the same fear, but I certainly realise how significant this is. We have the World Health Organization adopting a different approach in relation to boosters. And I'm glad that the decision has been made to allow healthcare staff have the choice of a booster if that's what they want. What I'm absolutely dispirited about is the twisting of language, the divide and conquer, the demonisation, rather than a building up of our public health system to face this pandemic and the next one that's inevitable. The failure of the government to actually clarify what improvements have been made in relation to that, or to take responsibility for the damning situation that existed in our hospitals and continues to exist in our hospitals, as well as no public health on the ground.
Thank you, Deputy.